Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Juan. I'm a yarn addict, hence the name Juan the Yarn Addict. And I want to thank each and every one of you guys for stopping by to check out my video today. This is a yarn and crochet channel where we talk about all things yarn and all things crochet. So if that interests you, please sit back and watch today's video because today I'm offering a tutorial. The tutorial is for the solid granny square. So the project that I'm wearing around my neck here, well, around me, all the way, is my scrap yarn tiles blanket. It's the largest scrap yarn blanket I ever made. It's 100 inches wide by 112 inches long. It consists of 196 of these tiles that I've connected together using single crochet with Red Heart Super Saver in black. And I'll stand up in a second, but I wanted to tell you guys that I'm dedicating this tutorial to a childhood friend of mine who just found out that I crocheted. Her name is Becky. We went to elementary school together all the way up through high school, and she asked me if I could teach her how to make a solid granny square, and I thought this would be the best way because maybe there's someone else out there that wants me to show them how to do this as well. So why not? So let me go ahead and show you this. It is posted on my other social media accounts, but we're here, so let me show you now. So let me stand back here. It's kind of big. Well, actually, not kind of. It is big. So I can't get it all in one frame, so I'm kind of going to do one of these numbers. So it starts here. So that's the width of it all. And then, I don't really know how I'm going to show you the length. It just goes on and on and on, but you get the gist of it. It consists of 5 rounds per square, and yeah, that's the front, and here's the back. So joining it in the single crochet, yeah, has the back looking like that and the front looking like that. Okay, so here's one of the tiles that I did before recording, and this particular project that I created, I think I did this sometime last year. I used a 6mm crochet hook for this. But for today's tutorial, I'm going to be using a 5.5mm crochet hook. And I'm probably going to use the same yarn as this. Maybe the gray, I'm not sure. But in either case, let's go ahead and get started. Excuse me. I'm going to put you guys into tutorial mode, and then we're going to go ahead and get the tutorial started. Okay, see you on the other side. Okay, friends, so here's another look at my solid granny square. This is how I make it. I'm sure there are other ways, but this is how I do it, and this is what the final product actually looks like. All right, so this is the back, this is the front, and this is where I sew in my ends. Well, my one end. Okay, so I used a 5.5mm crochet hook. For this project, I'm using Clover, and I'm using a worsted 4-weight yarn. And you can use any weight yarn you'd like. I would recommend that you follow the labeling instructions for the hook recommendation. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with a slip knot on our hook. However you do that is fine, so long as the end result is this. And then from here, what we want to do is chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. From here, we're going to take the tip of our crochet hook and insert it into the first chain, draw up a loop, and slip to close, and just tighten your yarn so a circle forms here, just like that. Okay, you can use the magic circle. I don't really like to use it, so this is how we do this. Okay, so from here, we're going to go ahead and chain 3. This chain 3 does count as a double crochet. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see a little better. So here's our circle, and there is our chain 3. Okay, and from here, what we want to do is go back into that circle with 2 more double crochets. 1 and 2. From here we chain 2, and then we're going to go back into our circle with 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, then we're going to chain 2, and once again insert 3 double crochets into our circle. Just like that. Okay, next we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to go back into the circle for a 4th time and do 3 more double crochets. We have an out of control tail there. There we go. Okay. So now we have 4 sets of 3, just like that. So from here, we're going to go ahead and chain 2, and then we're going to slip stitch into this chain 3 here. So our crochet hook needs to go into the 3rd chain. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. So we have to make sure that it goes into that 3rd chain. Okay, so let's pick this back up and go back into the 3rd chain, drop a loop and slip to close, and that completes round 1. So round 1, you should have 3 double crochets on all 4 sides, and each corner should have a chain 2. Okay, so from here we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. This does count as a double crochet. This actually will follow all the way up. It's going to be chains all the way up. Okay, so that does count as a double crochet. And then now we're going to insert a double crochet right next door here. And then insert another one next door, just like that. Okay, so these 3 double crochets now have neighbors right upstairs. Okay, now in the corner, we're going to go ahead and do 2 double crochets in the corner, back to back, just like that. And then we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to put 2 more double crochets into the corner, 1 and 2. Now we need to give this particular stitch an upstairs neighbor. So to do that, I take the 2 double crochets and I pull them back. And when you pull back, you see this little loop here. That is where you need to insert your hook for that double crochet. Just like that. If you miss that, your count will be off. You need to make sure you're doing that, okay? So this stitch now has an upstairs neighbor. Now we're going to go ahead and do another double crochet next door there and next door there. Whoops. Okay, so now these 3 stitches have upstairs neighbors, and then there's the 2 that you started the row with. Now we can go into the corner space and do 2 double crochets, just like that. We're going to chain 2, 2 more double crochets in the corner, 1 and 2, and then we're going to pull the 2 stitches to the side to reveal the loop here. We're going to yarn over and go into that stitch and give this stitch an upstairs neighbor, just like that. And then we're going to give the other 2 stitches upstairs neighbors as well. So these 3 now have 3 upstairs neighbors. Okay. And like the other sides, we're going to go ahead and do 2 double crochets in the corner space, 1 and 2, just like that. Chain 2, and then 2 more double crochets in that same corner, 1 and 2. Okay, so we need to pull the stitches back to reveal the loop there and give that stitch a double crochet so that this stitch has an upstairs neighbor. do another stitch next door and another stitch next door there. So these three have their neighbors upstairs. Okay, so we're almost at the end of round 2. We're going to go ahead and do 2 double crochets in the corner space, 1 and 2, just like that. We're going to chain 2, and then we're going to go ahead and put 2 more double crochets into that corner space, 1 and 2. So from here, like the previous row, we're going to insert the tip of our crochet hook into the 3rd chain. So 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to go ahead and insert, drop a loop, and slip to close. This, my friend, ends round 2, just like that. Okay, so for round 3, we're going to chain 3, and like the previous rows, it does count as a double crochet. Okay, so we're going to go right into the next stitches. We're going to do 4 double crochets here. 1, let me pull out this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So these 4 double crochets, these stitches from this row here, need upstairs neighbors. So we're going to do a double crochet here, 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 and here. So I'm going to knock that out very quickly. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Just like that. And so this first stitch needs an upstairs neighbor. These stitches here do not count for that. So we're going to pull them to the side and it will reveal a loop. We're going to yarn over, go into that stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over, and perform the double crochet as normal, just like that. And then what we need to do now is give all of these stitches here upstairs neighbors. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So these stitches here all need double crochets above them, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Oops. Okay, so there's that. And then like the other corners, we're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Okay, and so we're going to pull these 2 stitches back to reveal the loop because this stitch needs an upstairs neighbor. And we're going to do double crochets all the way down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And in the corner space, just like the other corners, it's going to be 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets. And we're going to pull these back to reveal the loop. And we're going to go ahead and do a double crochet just like that to give this stitch an upstairs neighbor. And then we're going to do 6 double crochets. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so that's what we're looking like right now. Okay, so we're at a corner space here. We're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets. Whoops. Just like that. Okay, and like every other corner, we're going to take the 2, pull it back to reveal the loop. We're going to go and do a double crochet right in there. Okay, And then if you notice, there's just that one stitch left for round 3 here. We're going to go ahead and insert a double crochet in that stitch right there. If I don't drop the loop first. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay. So like the previous rows, we're going to take the tip of our crochet hook and insert it into the 3rd chain. 1, 2, 3. Draw up a loop. Slip to close. Just like that. And that, my friends, ends round number 3. Just like that. Let me back it up just a smidge. There we go. Okay. Not bad. Okay, so for round 4, we're going to go ahead, like the previous rounds, we're going to chain 3, which will count as a double crochet like it did in the previous rows. And like I said, it's going to ride all the way up. All right. So we're going to go ahead and do double crochets in the following stitches here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And those 6 stitches right there. Okay. Let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just like that. So we're out of corner space. Per usual, it's 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets. And then we're going to go ahead and pull the 2 double crochets back to reveal the loop. We're going to insert our hook and do a double crochet. And then we're going to do double crochets in all of the stitches of the row here. And then we're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. So let's go ahead and knock that out really quick. And then 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets. Oops. Just like that. We're going to pull that back to reveal the loop. Do a double crochet. All right. And then do double crochets all the way down until we get to the corner. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, so here we are at the corner. We're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Just like that. We're going to pull this back to reveal the loop. We're going to do a double crochet. And we're going to do double crochets all the way down. Oops. There we go. And here we are at the corner space here, so we're going to go ahead and do 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets, just like this. Okay, so we're going to pull that back to reveal the loop. Sometimes it's big, sometimes it's small. Nonetheless, it still has to happen, so we're going to go ahead and do that double crochet right in there. And then we're going to do double crochets 1, 2, and 3. Okay? 1, 2, and 3. Okay, because that chain space counts as a double crochet. Okay, so we're going to close that off by going into the third chain. So 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to draw up a loop and slip to close. And this is what round 4 looks like. Okay, it's looking great. Okay, so the fifth and final round is just like the other rounds. We're going to go through all the motions because I want to make sure you guys are comfortable with this. But if you notice, everything is perfectly straight. Nothing's crooked. Everything is exactly as it should be. Okay, so for round 5, like the other rounds, we're going to go ahead and chain 3. It will count as a double crochet. And then I'm going to do double crochets all the way down, chain 2 double crochets, chain 2 double crochets. Let me just repeat that. So I'm going to do double crochets all the way down the row here. And then in here, I'm going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Okay? So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so here I am at the corner. We're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. And then I like to pull back to reveal that loop. Go ahead and do a double crochet in there. And then continue doing double crochets all the way down the row until we get to the corner again. Okay, so here we are at the end of the row, just like that. And then we're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets right into that chain space right there. Okay. Chain 2, and then 2 more double crochets, just like that. We're going to pull that back. This one's a little one, but that's okay. We still have to go into it. Just like that. And then continue on with your double crochets for this side until we get to the next chain space. Just like that. Okay. And again, like the other corners, we're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets. Okay, we're going to pull that back to reveal the loop. We're going to go ahead and do a double crochet in that loop, provided that I don't drop my stitches. Here we go. Then we're going to continue on going down the row, just like this. Okay, so we have 3 sides completed. Let me back up a little more. There we go. So we have 3 sides completed, and we just have this last corner to go. Okay, it's looking wonderful. So we're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets, just like that. We're going to pull that back, and we're going to do a double crochet in that little loop, and then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double crochets in a row there. 1, whoops, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then the third chain up, we're going to go ahead, say 1, 2, and 3. We're going to go ahead and draw up a loop and slip to close. And since that is the last round of our project, I'm going to chain 2, just like that. And then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut a tail, just like that. I'm going to take my crochet hook and pull out, just like that. And then I'm going to take my thumb and my first finger and pinch above my knot and slide my hand down, just like that. If you notice, it creates a double knot that is literally impossible to get out. So then I'm going to turn my work on the back side there, and I'm going to grab my darning needle, just like this, and I'm going to take my tail and wrap it around the eye of my needle, and I'm going to pinch, just like that. I'm going to pull that out and then feed right into the eye, okay, just like that. And now, see that line there? That's the line of chains that was used in our project. You can kind of see it on the front side, but you can see it also on the back side here. And that's kind of where I like to sew in my ends, obviously. Right here. I don't go back and forth this way because I need this to join later on. Okay? So I go down and I make sure I don't go too far. But as I go down, I make sure to grab the stitches and go in between the fibers. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'd prefer if it went in a straight line so you can, hide it better. All right, and then we're going to go back up, grabbing different fibers, different parts of stitches and things. Just like that. And pinch the eye, bring that up. And then one final pass back down. Again, I would try to grab different fibers each time. You want it to, be secure. Just like that. And then we take the scissors, trim that off. And then the tail here, I just pull, and then I trim. And if you're making a lot of these, I would highly recommend that you sew in your ends as you go. Because if you let it go like I have on many occasions, you find yourself not wanting to sew them in. Okay, so far I have these. It's so nice. But yeah, that's kind of how that looks. And once you join them, you'll see that this becomes like a square, but on the 45-degree axis, and it creates this wonderful pattern. So that's the tutorial for a solid granny square. Feel free to rewind me, pause me, turn the speed down so you can watch me in slow motion if you'd like. Just press the gear button and adjust accordingly. And that wraps up this tutorial. If you enjoyed this, please hit the like button, subscribe to me if you haven't already, and of course hit that notification bell to stay updated with everything regarding me and my channel. And that wraps this up. So until the next one, guys, have a good one. Bye-bye.